Hello all. My name is Marina Dias. I'm a Business and Strategic Relations Officer at INL, the International Laboratory of Nanotechnology, the institution that is coordinating the European Pilot Production Network, the collaborative and support action supported by the European Commission. First of all, I would like to thank you all those attending this webinar. Today we are organizing virtual event about the European Pilot Production Network and the digital marketplace tool, which is being developed to promote the effectiveness and efficiency of the existing and future pilot production lines throughout Europe. Today we will have two presentations and the question and answers session. I will start with a brief presentation of the project. I will explain the overall aim and the objectives of the project, the status where we are, what are the future plans for EPPN, and then we will have a presentation by one of our partners, Saeed Dehghani from Vega, who is developing an important tool, which is the marketing platform. So, as a start, as I was telling, but now it's not passing, I'm sorry, give me just, okay. As a start, why the need of EPPN? So we are all aware that there's not a central information point for the existing pilot lines in the NMBP area. So it's very difficult for companies to find where are these pilot lines located, what services they can provide, what are the price options, what are the IPR models, etc. So what we want is to provide a centralized entry point and an information point for pilot facilities so that users, SMEs, startups, and also large companies can easily find and can easily interact with each others. This means that we want also to exploit the business potential of the existing pilot facilities. There are currently 46 funded projects, pilot projects in Europe. Each pilot project has an average of 2 to 3 pilot lines, meaning that we are talking about more or less 100 funded pilot lines. Some projects already finished, some are ongoing, and some are just starting. But EPPN is a project, it's a CSA for these 100 pilot line facilities. And what are the objectives of the European Pilot Production Network? So we want to create a network around the NMBP pilot lines. We are currently in the first stage of the project, which is about making a state of play of the existing pilot lines, where they are located, what type of services they provide, to which economic sector they may apply. We are also developing an interactive platform, and Saeed will explain in detail the state of play of this interactive platform. Just for your information, in the beginning of March, or about 3 weeks ago, we have started with the validation stage with a short group of stakeholders. During this month, the platform will be reloaded, and by the end of April, the platform will be fully operational. So, apart from the platform, we will also provide the pilot lines facilities, a set of initiatives that will promote the interactivity among pilots, the sharing of experiences and best practices. So the main concept of the EPPN platform, apart from the support services that we will provide, is what we call the interactive digital platform. one of the central goals of the EPPN is actually to build a truly marketplace, which is different from a pure static database. So people, and in particular companies, will be actually able to see interactions of pilot facilities. They would be able to see and have access to a set of possible service providers and across value chains, because companies may not need only one pilot line facility. They may need 2, 3, or several pilot facilities in order to their products to reach out the market. So we do not want EPPN to be just one more platform. No, when developing this platform, we have in consideration one important factor, which is about the interactivity, or maybe I would call it more interoperability. So it's about connecting the EPPN with other databases and platforms. Because we are all aware of the different platforms existing throughout Europe. For instance, this CAT database from DigiGrowth, or the mapping exercise from DG Connect, the Digital Innovation Hubs. So we are highly connected with these two initiatives, and these two initiatives are already linked to the EPPN. And this will allow when users search for a service in a platform, they will actually have access to the NMBP pilot lines, but not only, they will also have access to the pilots under the Digital Innovation Hubs, as well as potential RTD providers from the DigiGrow CAT Observatory. So our aim is actually to simplify and join the resources from different existing platforms. So the potential users can have access to a complete set of service providers. But Saeed will explain this in detail. Where are we now? So we can say that this project is divided in 3 stages. We are just finalizing stage 1, which is basically about doing the mapping exercise around the existing pilot lines, developing all the specifications for the database, and also pre-filling this database with information collected and gathered during the initial mapping exercise. So information about the existing funded pilot lines. The second stage will be about the setting up of the platform and field work jointly with the pilot lines, and you will understand this in a second. And then at the third stage, we will try to create what we call the innovation hubs, and this whole ecosystem around the pilot lines on the NMBP area. Very important to promote good practices. One of the main activities of the EPPN when entering this second stage, and apart from developing the digital marketplace, will be the organization of working groups around 4 main themes that we think are of major importance in this context. So there will be a working group on technical collaboration, which will link the project with other initiatives, namely private funded pilot lines, but also the safety, modeling and characterization initiatives, because these are for sure initiatives that will need to be involved by the services provided by the pilot facilities. And this will be a working group about sharing of experiences, sharing of needs, and the items to take into consideration regarding these safety standards. There will be also a working group on marketing and finance, a group to share good practices and experiences on funding options, for example, how to improve access to finance, how to involve the regional authorities, how to increase the cooperation with the SMEs or startups, and most importantly, how to activate this truly marketplace for the pilot lines through the digital platform. The third working group will be on training and dissemination, and finally the fourth working group on policy and regulations. If you visit the EPPN website under eppn.eu, you will find under the working group sections a call for expression of interest for pilot representatives to register and participate in these groups. These working groups will start in the summer. And soon we will start communicating the existence of these working groups. Soon there will also be a webinar specifically devoted to these working groups, and this information will be circulating very soon. So EPPN, in short, the main outcomes will be, as I mentioned already, a coordination node for services of pilot lines, the digital platform, the EPPN app. We will also have best practices guides on issues as funding, standardization, IP issues, etc. Continuous help desk service, which is already in place, and we will support sorry, the establishment of the innovation hubs. So this is what I had to say. Please visit us under our website, eppn.eu. Once again, I wish to thank you very much for your participation on this webinar. If you want to place any question, please use our chat window, writing your name and your organization so we can more easily identify who you are. So I will handle it now to Saeed. Saeed, would you be able to share your screen now?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Let me.
So
Can you see my screen?
I can see, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Saeed.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, good afternoon. Saeed speaking from Sweden, Lund, and I hope you enjoyed Easter time. I'm talking behalf on Vega, one of the partner in the EPPN project. On Vega offers, in short sentence, location-based virtual information management platform for wide organization. And thank you for coming to this virtual meeting, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about EPPN digital platform. As you better know, there is a strong need for better collaboration and communication between all possible actors, and we are looking for faster collaboration among pilot production opportunities in order to make less risk decision and better matchmaking. And nanotechnology sectors, like other industries, are searching for a participatory ecosystem to enable industries to deal with others, connecting, collaborating between pilot lines, labs, companies, SMEs, and investors, and etc. And to create a dynamic ecosystem, community and networking between all possible actors is so important. And one of the another important things is the keeping the network alive. So we need a long-term strategy for bring a sustainable network. And we have, we have a lot of platforms in the market. And in one side, we try to offer to a static website with the flat pages and databases. And in this site, the page update by the admins, by the specific persons. And in another site, we can offer a participatory media with the multi-layer data model. And in that site, page generated by user activities. So in that site, information comes from your activity as a member. And EPPN is a multi-layer participatory network that allows members to share information in the many-to-many communication paradigm. So we try to offer a participatory ecosystem to you. And EPPN, it's an associated platform for making collaborative media, sharing of idea, good practice, promoting services, connecting with the potential partners, and etc. And for your information, it's the platform developed from scratch. And you can see the technical things. I don't want to stay in this page. And for better understanding, we started from the data model in the first layer, and we tried to put the business layer with the mapping, communicating, sharing, and networking value-added services. And in the end, we tried to offer a presentation layer for showing you the big picture around your market. Let me make it easy for you. So you can start with the different hats, with different roles in the organizational or personal roles. You can continue with different access layer, and there is a participatory network here, and you can share your idea, your message to the market, and etc. here. So we are talking about the simple platform like this. And in the end, you are possibility to search into the databases. And there is a dynamic process method here to move in the individual to group and to make a bigger network around your business. And the maximum marketing effects by participatory network is our aims. And one of the unique aspect of EPPN is the ability to drive members to update their profile and information to better matchmaking. So up-to-date data comes by the cooperation of the actors, the members in this participatory network. And you better know why, because the importance of keeping your data up to date. And it's a big deal here. In this page, I try to show you the role in this platform. You must log in. You will have a personal account. You can fill your resume, and you can introduce your legal accounts, and you can introduce your pilot profile. You can create or connect to the existing projects, and you can make a group. And based on these rules, in the organizational rules or in the personal rules, you can communicate with other members. You can make a group, you can make a network, and you can share your idea with others. Until now, we have about 4,000 points from the pilot plans, about 80 legal points from 18 countries, different countries, and about 1,500 different projects, nano projects from the Horizon Shugu 2020. And we have a direct link with DigiGrow and with Digital Innovation Hub also. And if you want to know about the functionality in the short way, I can say we try to offer effective up-to-date data. You can create a group, share idea, you have possibility to set permission and access level for your group, your username, and your post. You can another possibility to for matchmaking, and like other platform, we have search engine here, and you can search by all effective items of pilot plans profile, like organization, country, target market, pilot input and output, and etc. And so right now we are talking about the beta version, and as you better know, the beta version is not the final version, and it's not a complete feature. You can find all of the features here, but we try to offer the best. And more user-friendly come in during the time, and it's a continuously process. And we are waiting for your feedback. But let me show you in the reality. So it's a platform. So you can write here EPPN.eu or EPPNetwork.com. You reach to this page. In this page, in the top of the page, you can find some menu here about home, pilots, latest news, functionality, working group, about. And if you continue here, you can find the numbers here. So right now we have about more than 100 pilot plans here from, as I said before, from 18 different countries. And you can see the connection between them and the project also. There is a map here. You can zoom in, zoom out here, but it's not, you can't access to the detail before your registration. And you can find the name of the pilot plant here. So, and the project name also connected to that pilots, and our networks, connected networks, and the most active groups in etc. In the end, you can find the EPPN partners. So and if you you can find the detail of the project here. So, but for better connection to the platform, you must register yourself. So there is a simple rule here. So if you click here, there is a simple form here, and there is a mandatory fields like the first name and your country also, and continue. And you will send this letter to the EPPN. So now let me log in with my name.
Saeed?
Yes.
Saeed, sorry, allow me to interrupt you, because probably you may be using a double screen. We are not seeing the demonstration on the platform.
Yeah. So
okay, now we are in Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
thank you. I'm sorry for the technical issues.
Thank you. So from the beginning again. So as you can see, we have some menu here in the top of the page, and you can find the numbers here, what the numbers of the pilot plans, the projects, and the connection between them and the countries. So you can see the page of a map here with some connection, and you can zoom in, zoom out in this page. So we're talking about the interactive page. You can find the name of the pilots with the logo, and the project names also, and the networks, and the most active group, and the EPPN partners in the end. And as I mentioned before, you need to log in first. So if you don't have a member here, there is a simple way to be registered in the EPPN. So you must fill in this page and send to us. So I tried to account. So you reach to this simple page. It's let me say, it's like a nano Facebook. It's similar to other social media. So you have feeds here, so for inform about the latest news, and you can make a group. You can change your access level here. You can change your picture if you want. Your resume here. And you can create your legal account also. So, for example, look at here. Right now, I'm working as a Saeed. And if I click here, now I change my role to my regular role. So from now, I'm talking behalf the on Vega. So if I send a post, I'm talking behalf the on Vega. And you can come back to the personal again. And now you have possibility to post here. And you can find the number of entities here, the members' nationalities here, and the latest members' pictures, and etc. here. And if you want to know about the platform, just type here hashtag help me. So you can find some news from help desk here, and you can follow the rules. I don't want to stay in this page. So if you click on the pilot, we have all information comes from the pilots here. So for example, if I click this way, you can find the informations, and the project, you can reach to the projects here, and you can find the partners in this project. And if you are thinking about Spain, so just Spain, so you can find all pilot plans from Spain here, and same story. And you can work here. For example, you want to know about the nano flip. So this pilot's connected to the null lib. And again, the same story, you can click and find the basic information here. The value, process, outputs, inputs, and the projectors. And you have access to the data comes from Horizon 2020 here and some additional information here, and the post comes from the partners of these projects. And you can put your comment or also here. And as I said before, you can find the partners in this project here. Okay. We have another possibility here to create a pilot profile. So if you click on your legal, you can reach to this page. With this question, do you have a pilot production line? So yes, and I want to create. So you can continue. And your contact person here. Here, market, for example, 20 here. So you can continue, and in the end, you can connect this pilot to a project. For example, I want to connect this project to Atlas. Or so, no. It was just a test. And if you go to the map, you can see we have about 4,000 different points here. So if you want to think, you want to work with Central Europe, so just Central Europe and search. So the platform goes to this area, and you can change this one to south of Europe. So here, and you can reset and back to the. You have ability to work with the type of organization here. So, for example, if you are thinking about just RAC, research organization, search. So it's about a research organization, and you can go to the digital grow network. But let me reset first. And now if I click on DigiGrow, it's about the DigiGrow, and click. So for example, this one, you can reach to the name of these members in DigiGrow. It's the name, the country, something here, and the direct connection to the DigiGuru site. So you have all information here. And if you want to reach to the Nano project, comes from the Horizon 2020. So it's a network. And if you click in one of them, you can find all relation between this one and others. And for example, I'm thinking about Anvega. So here is Anvega, and you can find the connection between the Anvega and other possible actors here. Yeah. As I said before, you have possibility to search by the pilot items, TRL target, a starting date, ending date, key event technology, and the market, activity area, cross-cutting value chain, relevant market, and here. So these points works in the food industries, and so that's it. And as I said before, you can create a group. For example, we have some group, some basic group here. About the technical collaboration, for example, here. So you can be member and you need to follow this group. So I want to follow this member, and so you can see the number of the followers increased because my click. So right now I'm a follower of this group, and I can put the post here and etc. And you can choose, you can change your members here. For example, I want to go with Paula just as a test. And right now you can see I'm connected to the platform with the user of the Paula. And there is a notification here. I want to click and say connected, comment on your post. So I want to see the post. So here you can see. And there is another interesting things here. Systems platform try to bring some suggestion to you based on your resume, based on your activity in the system. So you can find some suggestion come from the system here. And if you click here, you can see it's system try to bring new one to you. Yeah. And if you go to this network, you can put a message again. So we are talking about a participatory network with some basic information comes from the different sources. For example, DigiGuru and Digital Innovation, Digital Innovation Hubs and Horizon 2020 and etc. And now if you want to know about the safety, so just click safety. You can find 6 different legal accounts by the name of the safety and 67 different projects and one group. And if you click, so you can find the group, you can find the projects, these projects, and so you can find again the basic information comes from the Horizon 2020, and other fresh information comes from the partners of these projects. So, and you can like it or reshare it or make a comment here. So that's it. So any question right now?
Okay, Saeed, many thanks for this comprehensive presentation. I would just like to inform all attendees that afterwards I will send an email to all those participating in this webinar with a set of instructions on how to access this platform, because as I mentioned before, the platform is already populated with some information from the existing funded pilot lines. So you may enter, create your own legal account, and access your legal entity and the pilot profiles linked to your legal entity. But I will afterwards send a set of instructions. We have already a question placed by Thomas Exlager from Coating Machinery. So it's about the understanding of the EPPN network and if it only suits pilot lines coming from European funded projects. No, actually the platform, it can serve any pilot line. You just need to register your legal entity and then create as many profiles for pilots as you want, and these pilots do not have to be funded by the European Commission. That's actually very challenging for the EPPN, and it's one of our targets, to attract private funded pilot lines. So you just have to register the same way.
In this form, you can register yourself in this form. So it's a simple form.
Exactly. Please be welcome to register these private pilot lines. Thank you for your question. It's very relevant, Thomas. Well, we don't have any further questions, so.
I have another question. How are you?
I'm with a cold. I'm recovering from a cold and from Easter time. Thank you. And I hope you are fine too.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So actually, Andrea from the consortium that just mentioned, and it's important because when you register, you can register as an SME, as a big corporate, as a venture capital, as well as an RTO research center. In case you have any pilot line, you are very welcome and invited to register this pilot line.
And another thing, there is no need to serious training, just sign up and go. So we are talking about a very simple platform. So it's not, no need to serious training.
No. Yeah, the way it works is very similar to any other social network tool, and you will see that the instructions I will send, it's very easy. It's actually how to register and how to capture the information from your pilot line that's already inserted in the platform. And actually, I just got another question, because some people is asking, okay, but I have inserted some information about my pilot line in the former website because our website was updated. Most probably, when accessing now the platform, you will find the information that you have previously inserted on the former websites. okay, because this website is already populated. So we will ask each of the users to enter, to validate their information, and to complete any missing information about your entity and the pilot lines linked to your entity.
Yes, and after creating an account and you must take a look around. And as I said before, up-to-date data comes by your activity. So it's another difference between this platform and other platforms in the market. And it's designed for dealing with the changes in the time. So and just log in, and if you have a question, type here, help me. And you can find some roles here, and we try to be connect with you. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, just a reminder. So if you are interested to be a member of an EPPN working group, previously I have mentioned that the call is open for you to express your interest on taking part of these working groups. Since we made this migration between websites, for those that wish to be a member of a working group, I will please ask you to email us to contact@eppn.eu. So it's I will send, along with the email with the instructions, I will send the presentation I have just delivered, and on the last slide you will find this email address. It's contact@eppn.eu. So you will always be welcome. Anyway, whenever entering the platform, as Saeed just shown, you can start following any of these working groups. Okay, so we have no more questions to answer. So I just want to thank you once again for attending this webinar. Very shortly, I will send you further information on this. We will be running another webinar for those that didn't have the opportunity to attend this one on April 12th. But of course, you will be always welcome to attend again another webinar. So have a good week, and thank you.
Yep, thank you, and have a nice time.
Thank you.
Hello.